welcome to this edition of Is It? And today we're looking at a Brainworx plugin. We're Brainworx fans, and this looks pretty fucking sleek, but I've got no idea what it does. Sean, takes through it.
So this is the BX True Peak. It's basically a limiter, and it's the last thing you insert at the end of your master bus, or if you're mastering. I wouldn't insert this on my master bus if I was sending mixes out to be mastered, because this is what squashes the dynamic range to the point where you get the loudness you want, you get your -14 LUFS or whatever, and then you upload it to Spotify. So don't do this if you're doing stuff that's going to be mastered, but if you're sending out finished masters, you need this.
Okay, so you mentioned LUFS there.
I did.
And I saw on this there's a LUFS meter.
There is.
So why don't you just take us through what LUFS are and what they mean? Why would we be interested in LUFS?
So it's a scale of measuring the loudness of audio, and it's become more of a thing recently because Spotify and Apple Music and other streaming services, not surfaces, they tell you what they would like. So Spotify want -14. I think Apple want -12. I don't know what it is exactly. I just remember the Spotify one. So they all want slightly different levels. And if you give them something that's too loud, their end will bring it down. If you give them something that's not loud enough, maybe it won't sound as loud as someone else's, which is, there's a perceived thing that louder is better. So you don't want to go above it because your thing will get squashed later, and you don't want to go below it because it won't be loud enough. So you use a peak limiter to get it sat at just the right place, loudness-wise.
So if you're submitting files, you're going to get a specification, and LUFS is going to be part of that specification.
It will these days, yeah. That's the scale it's on.
And so this is a great thing within this plugin, is that you've got that meter, because you haven't got that meter in your door, have you?
It depends on your door. Yeah, Logic does have that. I don't know if others do. I'm guessing you can get them. People are now starting to need it. So Decibel make a really nice set of meters, which is all based around LUFS. So it's quite often there. You might have to look for it. But
cool.
It's become more important recently.
A minor interlude there. So take us through the rest of the plugin.
Okay, so it works like a lot of these limiters. You basically set the point at which it kicks in, and then with this you can set how much it sits below 0. So obviously with digital audio, 0 dB is the absolute peak, and anything above that will ruin it. It will just, it'll sound terrible. So it's not like analog, you can't push into the red. So 0 dB is the absolute peak, but you don't want to be there, because you get these things called, I think, intermittent peaks or whatever they're called, where little things that can't be measured do go above it and ruin it. So you want to sit it below.
Artifacts.
Yeah, so you want to sit it below. So like generally 0.3 below 0 is kind of what you want. And you can set that on here, and it will make sure that nothing goes above that. It also has some basic tone controls. It has a few other little tricks, that will help you get your master sounding right. I've got to be honest, I don't like the tone controls on it.
Okay.
I don't want a limiter.
Why would you have tone controls when you've got, nice EQ?
I presume they're trying to add value and saying we don't need a nice EQ. We're going to give it's a simple EQ, a 3-band kind of thing. But I kind of don't want to do that at this stage.
It's quite dark looking as well, isn't it? I mean, it is slick, but it's quite.
You can change the colour, so the bits that are red can be yellow, green.
Oh well, in that case.
Well, there you go. So we're the money.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
it's quite pricey. What's it? No, I can't read it. Bear with me. Is it $299? Yeah, it's $299, which is quite pricey.
Yeah.
Again, it's Brainworx, so you're going to get this.
You are going to get it.
And they were running a deal this week where you can pick any plugin and get it for $29. So I got it this week
for
$29.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think we're picking up a bit of a theme. So, 14 days trial.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I've been using the same 2 limiters for years. I've got obviously the Waves L2 and L3, and more recently I've been using the PSP Xenon. I really like that thing. It sounds amazing. So I didn't really need this. I've just read a lot of good stuff about it, so I thought I'll get it and I'll try it. And it's a different sound.
Okay.
It's doing the same job. They sound slightly different. So I think I'll probably pick one of the 2 depending on
what mix you do.
What mix I'm doing.
Okay, so the BX Tune
True Peak. The
BX True Peak, Sean. Is it shit?
No, it's really nice. I don't ever want to pay $300 for something that does that, but
we don't normally have to.
No, we don't normally have to. And based on that, you can't argue with it. It's great. The metering is really helpful as well. It really shows you what you're doing. So that's a big thumbs up from me.
Please don't forget to subscribe to the Studio Life channel and hit the notifications button for updates of when we release more mediocre content.
Do that. See you later.
Bye.